Good morning. Happy weekend. I hope you all have a really good one this weekend. I'm out working today. I think this is going to be a little bit of a work with me vlog. I also want to go into Old Navy because on John's birthday, when we went out to dinner, the mall is like right beside of it. So before we went to dinner, we were just like, putzing around the mall, and we went into Old Navy, and there was a tank top that I saw that I wasn't sure if I loved or not, but I have not stopped thinking about it. So I think we're going to go pick it up today. And there was a shirt that John liked, so I'm going to pick him up something. He definitely needs like more shirts. I just never know if the things that I like are going to be the things that he likes, but to be honest, like, he would probably wear it anyway. So we'll probably go to Old Navy together. I'll show you a few things that I find. And then I think I'm going to have a grocery haul in this video. So it's just going to be a very low key, like, working weekend vlog. So hopefully you enjoy it. If you are new here, I'd love if you would consider subscribing if you like this video, or, you check back on other videos and see if you like those as well. I just do very vlog style content. It's like really chill, really relaxed. And I throw in some plus size fashion in there too. So if that sounds like your vibe, I would love to have you. And yeah, let's turn on the apps and see what we can get this morning. If I sound a little groggy this morning, it's because I am. I usually sleep really, really well. Like, I don't have any problem going to sleep. Sometimes I'll wake up through the night, but generally I can fall back to sleep pretty quickly. I could not fall asleep to save my life last night, and I just didn't sleep very well once I did fall asleep. So I am so tired this morning. I am so sorry for those of you that struggle with sleep, because I feel like I am running at like 5% right now. I am so tired. So I'm so sorry for those of you that, have sleepless nights. I cannot imagine, because my brain and like myself cannot function if I don't have a good night's sleep. So I'm running on very little energy. So I am sorry if it sounds like I'm dragging, but I'm going to get myself a coffee, I think, and we're going to just try to push through this day. But on Instacart, there is a promotion today. So you can do 4 batches for $60 guaranteed earnings, and that's before tips. So I think today's going to be a pretty good day. So because of the promo today, I'm already counting $60 batch pay. So I'm only counting tips on orders that I'm accepting. That order that I just did was a $3 tip, so that'll put us at $63 once I complete the 4 batches. I'm going to go ahead and count it because I'm going to do 4 batches so that I can get that $60. And then I just accepted another order that had a $10 tip attached to it, so that's $73. And while I was driving to Kroger, sometimes if an order comes that's like close by to the order that you're doing, it'll like pop up on the screen to accept an add-on. And that add-on tip was $15 and something, 30 something cents as a change. So we're looking at like roughly $88 after I do this one, and then we'll just need one more. I'm editing right now, and I'm lying to you right here. We would need 2 more orders after this one, because in my head at the time I did think it was 3, and I was like, oh, 1 more order, you know what I'm saying? But it was an add-on, and at the time I wasn't thinking, like, if you do an add-on, it still counts as 1 batch. Like, it doesn't matter for a batch how many people, if it's 1 person, 2 person, 3 or 4 people, as long as you accept that one like order that pops up, that's counted as a batch. So that add-on was just added to that second order. I hope that makes sense. I still need 2 more orders after this, because those 2 orders that I'm talking about right now clump together to complete the guaranteed $60 earnings. So we'll see what the tip is for that, but I imagine it'll push us over the $100 mark. Just a little baby order for the next one. 1 more ticket. I just now got home. It is so late, you guys. So John set everything out for me to give you a little grocery haul. For the meats, he's going to smoke these ribs. So that looks pretty good. We haven't had that in a long time. And then this is for my adult Lunchable that I'll show you all. It's turkey breast. And then we have some chicken breasts, the ones that I always get because they're individually packaged, so they're just easier to work with. Some ground beef, the hot dogs that we eat like all the time if you are a regular on this channel. An ice pack just because I needed a new one. Kielbasa. And then for frozen things, I got one of these. They were out of all the Walmart brand ones, so they subbed it with these. So I only got one of each because they're like significantly more expensive than the Walmart brand. So I'll just get two, and then when the Walmart brand comes back in stock, I'll get more. But I got a meat lovers and a sausage and gravy. And then I wanted to try these crispy smashed potatoes, garlic parmesan. They just looked really good. You'll notice a lot of frozen vegetables because I'm just like in the summer, it's too hot. So I'm just like trying to think of easy things to have. Some sausage biscuits for John. This is honey glazed carrots with sage butter. And then this is broccoli and cheese sauce. And then have some pepper jack cheese. These are corn on the cob. This is a orange pepper. Got one of these for my lunches. And then got some hummus also for lunch. Some mandarins. And then, let's see, ready rice, long green and wild. A chicken taco mix because we're going to make those again. That was so good. So. And then I got these for myself, just some cashews. John got some almond milk and another Code Red. Got some bread just for like easy dinners. This bread has significantly less calories than regular bread. And then some Diet Dr. Pepper minis. Hot dog, chili sauce, salsa for the chicken tacos. A thing of green beans, baked beans because we're going to make those cowboy beans again. And then hot dog buns. And yeah. That's it. I think the total was like around 104 and some change, so not too shabby. Good morning. It's bright and early. I hardly ever film this early, but I figured I would show you my little Lunchable. These packs are from Amazon. I'll link them if they're still available. I like it because it has the 3 compartments, and generally because it has like this little dip in the lid, it doesn't leak anywhere. So even if you put something on this side that's like a liquid, it's not gonna leak. So I really like it. And then I figured I would show you what I'm gonna put in it. It's gonna be some of this. These are gonna just be like turkey and cheese roll-ups. I'll show you. And then I have some of this naan bread. So I'm gonna put some hummus in the little slot there. And then hopefully my lovely assistant will peel a mandarin for me, which I have over there, and I'll put it in this slot with one little chocolate, which I didn't get out, but I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, here's what it looks like. This is 2 tablespoons of the hummus, 1 mandarin with 5 pieces of chocolate. It's just like the first row. 5 pitas, and then 6 slices of the ultra thin turkey breast. One has 2 slices, 1 whole piece of cheese, and then one has 2 slices, a half a cheese, and one has 1 slice, half a cheese, so 5 slices. So I'm gonna see how I like it best, and then I'll go from there throughout the week. But yeah, here's lunch in my cutie little lunch box, and we're out of here. I'm at John's work, so I could heat up and eat my breakfast, but this is one of the Jimmy Dean sausage and gravy, so I'll let you know if I do think that it's better, because the price, like I said, is a lot more expensive. This is really good, but this gravy is hot compared to the Walmart one, so if you're like sensitive to spice, don't do it. So if you didn't notice, we did not go to Old Navy yesterday. My area sometimes does promotions on Instacart, and the promotion yesterday, like I told you all, was $60 guaranteed earnings for 4 trips, and that's before tips. I feel like every time they do those earnings, it's almost like they'll get you right there, and then they're like, you're gonna wait like 2 hours for an order. I have never worked that long before to do 4 batches. So by the time 5 o'clock rolled around and I finished that last batch, I'm like, forget it. We are not going to Old Navy today. So I hope that today is a much better day. I mean, like we're not going to Old Navy yesterday. So I hope today is a much better day today so that we can go to Old Navy, because oh my goodness, I was so done by the time 5 o'clock reached yesterday. I was like, forget it. Cause I usually don't work that long. You know what I mean? My day is generally done around 2 or 3 o'clock. So to work an extra 2 hours for 4 orders when like I've worked until 2 o'clock and done like 6 to 8 orders. So that was a crazy day yesterday, but we did it nonetheless. So that was good. But yeah, we'll go to Old Navy today, hopefully. Look at this gigantic order that I accepted. What the heck? It's 12:36 and I just finished my last order, and I made more than what I made yesterday working until 5 o'clock. This is exactly what I mean about this job. Some days are really, really, really good, really quick, and some days you're going to work for that $100 or, you know, whatever you set. But generally I try to keep it at like $100 plus a day. But anyways, I'm all finished. I'm going to let my phone charge, and then I'm going to eat my lunch. So, you know, here's a little hack for you. You can eat food before you go clothes shopping, then you'll be bloated. Then you'll be less likely to buy every single piece of clothing that you see. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just hungry. Okay, in we go. Hopefully they have my shirt and my honey's shirt as well. They have music absolutely blaring in here, so I don't know how much I'll film, but I wanted to try this dress on last time I was in here, so I'm going to try it on today. These rompers are so cute. They have a little peephole. I thought it was a dress at first, but it's a romper. I love that. I knew we'd be in trouble, you guys. These are so cute. I don't know how they would fit my body type, but I love this like floral print one. I'm not kidding. They are blasting music, but I love these tanks. Oh, that one's even cuter too. Okay, here's the tank that I wanted. They have these cute little like ruching in the bow, and it's like, I don't know even how to describe that, but they're so cute. I'm gonna try on probably try the green one on, but I really do like this yellow one. Oh, they have even more colors. Should I try the red one on? Maybe I'll just have to get one of each. I don't know. I'm just kidding. All of these crop tees are $10. These are just like so easy to throw on. All of these tanks are $5. I have like plenty of these, but that's a really, really good deal. These halter tops are $10. I love these. I feel like I would look so good in this color because I have a tan now. These halters I've also seen, they have like a little built-in bra. I don't know if I like this one or this one better. This T area is like my all-time favorite. You all know I have that shirt. I'm pretty sure the shirt that I'm wearing today is from here also. They have a ton of them and so cheap. As suspected, this tank is a 10 out of 10. I'm trying it on in the 2X. I love the way that this looks on me. I will need one in every single color, I fear. This is so cute. This next shirt is in an XL. I was saying, and you'll see in a second, it looks a little bit tight, but every shirt that like this that I have from Old Navy is in the XL. And I remember that they do stretch out. So, you know, just base that off of your preference. But this halter is a 2X. It's not going to do it for me. You can't wear a bra. And I don't know. The girls were showing, okay? This isn't a 2X, and I didn't end up getting this, but every time I look back now, I'm like, I should have, because I like the way that it looks on me. It's just like, I don't know, comfortable, easy to throw on. I should have grabbed it. And this one, let me know how you feel about this one. This is a 3X. I found it in clearance. I don't know, like, I don't think it's doing much for my shape, but it is super easy breezy cutesy, so I don't know. Let me know about this one. And this romper is in a 2X. I like move up the straps in a second. You can see like it fits much better once they're adjusted, but I like it, sure, but I don't love it. And it's like $45 and it wasn't on clearance, so that's crazy. And then this is in a 2X. I don't love this, but I do like the pinstripe. I like the buttons down. I think maybe I would need to size up in a 3X on this, but yeah, I don't know. If it looks like you're looking down at me, probably because you are. My tripod broke. Remember the one that we went to get from Five Below together? Yeah, it bit the dust. Well, the one leg like won't stay down, so it won't like stand anymore on its own. And on the way home, one of my nails popped, so I'll replace it. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna invest in a good tripod. I have you on one right now, but it's very big. Like, she's a honking girl, and I just don't want to use it all the time because it's so big. But I've been seeing ones on TikTok. They're like really teeny tiny, and they can fit to like almost anything. They just go on a surface. So I don't know. We'll see about getting a new tripod, because this big one is just probably not gonna work for all the time, you know what I mean? But it does have like really good angles, and it can like swivel all around. Sorry if I just made you dizzy, but I really do like this one. It's just like too big for the day to day. But anyways, you will be proud of me. I got the two things that I went for at Old Navy. This tank top, it's new, so it's still at like the retail price. It wasn't on sale or anything. So I just got this one for now because they're $16.99, but I imagine in like a couple weeks they'll be $10 or $5 even. So when they go on sale, I'm gonna grab probably one in every single color because I love the way that it looked on me. But for now I got the green. This is much more true than what you're seeing or what you were seeing in Old Navy. It's really quite dark. So I got that, and then I got this top for John. I got the large, so I hope that it fits him. But this is the one that we saw the other day. It just says cherry on top, cocktail club. He said that he has like a pair of shorts that would look cute with this. So anyways, I'm gonna just lay it on the bed and surprise him when he gets home. And that's all I got from Old Navy. So that was good. I loved that maxi dress, but I don't know if I loved it enough. You all will have to let me know about your opinions on that one. And then I kind of regret not getting the halter too. The one that had the built-in bra. I don't know. I'll think on them. I'm sure they'll still be there if I can't live without it, just like this tank top was. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to throw the chicken in the crock pot, so I'll show you guys that just in case you missed it from the last, I think last video or video before last. It's so easy to put these chicken tacos together, and they're delicious. They're just gonna cook in the crock pot since I'm home earlier than I thought I was gonna be. So this is all you're gonna need. Chicken breast, I bought, like I showed you, the individually packed ones. We're gonna use 3 today because it's just John and I right now. And then 1 chicken taco mix. Of course, you know, I would say up to like 4 breasts. I would use 1. If you do more than that, if you have a larger family, then use another one. And then 1 can of any kind of salsa that you like. And that's literally it. You're just gonna throw it in here. I'm gonna do it on probably high for like 3 hours, and then it'll be time for us to eat dinner. I was editing and I was like, I guess it would be helpful to show them what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. You literally just throw it in there. And what I meant was, probably you all understood, but if you're using more than 4 breasts, I would use 2 of the chicken taco packets. Hey girly, it's the last day in this vlog. I fear this tank top is becoming my personality trait, okay? I love it so much. I ran some errands today, had a couple of adulting things to do, and then my Nana and I got together, but I returned John's shirt and picked him up the next size down because the large was just like a little bit too big for him. And then Universal Thread had 30% off of like select items today, and I did a little video. It'll be on shorts here, but I did it for TikTok as well, and I ended up getting just a couple of things while I was there. I got this book because I have no books on my TBR right now, so this is the first book in like some kind of series by this author, so I'm excited to read it. I heard good things. And then I did end up getting an outfit from Target because it was 30% off, like I said. So I'll insert the picture here, but it's a 2-piece set. It's so cute. I really love myself in red. I'm just noticing that, like, I don't know. I think my features just look really good in red. So I'm gonna probably end up getting the red one of these because I think I'm entering my red era. And then oh my gosh. Okay, everything's falling. Hold on. So I did all of that stuff, and then I met up with my Nana, and we ended up going to a Chinese spot that we go to like at least once a month because it's so good, and it's just like buffet style. It's good. And then she went to CVS. Fun fact, when we were young, I spent a lot of time with her and then eventually like lived with her after a while. And she used to take me to CVS when I was a teenager. And that was like when I was super into my like makeup era. And anything that she needed from CVS, I always left out of there with makeup. So she used to treat me in that way. And today, it's so funny because I needed a couple of things and she ended up getting them for me. We've switched from makeup to essentials, like adult essentials. That is what I call growing up, okay? I needed body wash, so I got the native vanilla and cactus flower. And then I needed more of my gummies. These are the only gummies that work well for me. They're the Hello Happy by the brand Ollie. And then I've been wanting these nails, so I picked them up and she was like, I'll get it for you. And I'm like, you know what, girl? I appreciate you. So that's my day today. And I think that's going to do it for this vlog, but I am going to go ahead and talk about my June reads with you all. On my BookTok channel, I need to talk about May and June because for whatever reason, I didn't do my May reads. I did them on here, I remember, but I didn't do it on my TikTok. So I'm going to film for both channels. And I think that's going to do it. So hang around if you want to see what I read in June. I had a very good month of reading. This angle is so strange because I'm using my big girl tripod that I was talking about yesterday. I don't know why the tripod is a girl, but alas, she is. I read 5 physical books this month and then 1 Audible. I'm very, very close to finishing another Audible, but I don't know that I'll finish it today, so I'll just include it in July's because I don't know how much exactly I'll be reading in July. We have vacation, a few other things going on, so we'll see. But yes, 6 books total this month and some really, really good ones in here. Let my hair air dry and it's driving me nuts, so I'm just gonna tuck it behind my ear. Hopefully you don't mind. Let's get the worst one out of the way first, shall we? All Fired Up by Dylan Newton. I didn't realize this is I think it's like the 2nd book in a series. Doesn't matter. I will not be reading any of them. No shade to you, Dylan Newton girl, but this was not it. It was so slow. Such a slow read. I just couldn't get into it. And then, I don't know, the characters just like, woe is me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even really even remember what it's about. Okay, yes, I do. I read the little synopsis here. There's a publicist that works in a very, very, very big firm. She's over it. She goes to stay with her, is it grandmother? I think it's grandmother. Wait, let me make sure because I don't want to tell you all nothing. Yes, grandmother. Okay. She goes to stay with her grandmother for the summer while she recovers from surgery, her grandmother. And the girl's like, heck yeah, I'll help you out because I want to get out of this job. So she goes down there and there's this guy and they're liking each other, but no, they can't be together. Nobody wants to be in love right now. She has a lot of baggage and I don't know, and I've read books like these before, right? But oh my gosh, they're both just like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt either. But I love you. I love you so much. Ugh, fine. So I don't know. It was just like one of those, it didn't flow very well. It was just not good. Okay. I'm sorry, but it's like a 1 star, maybe, because when they finally got to the point, okay, it was good, but whoo-wee, this one was a rough one to get through, I'm not gonna lie. So, on to better things. This next one though, okay, we got ourselves a 5-star read here. This is so good. I love summary books. I love lake house books. I love books by the water in general, and this was exactly this. So, this woman, let me get their names because like I said, I read these at the beginning of the month. And even if it's a 5-star read, my mind is so full, I can't be remembering. Okay, yes, Persephone, Percy, and then the guy is Sam. So Sam has an older brother that calls Percy and he's like, hey girl, I know you haven't been into town in a long time, but our mom died. And Percy, was really close with the mom because her and Sam were like a thing in high school. And then something happened that they fell apart and they hadn't seen each other in years. So Percy goes back, of course, because the mother is she's not having the funeral. She is the funeral, okay? But the brothers are doing a funeral for their mother. So she comes to the funeral. And of course she sees Sam again, her high school lover. And they are just kind of like hashing out their baggage and talking about things. But it goes back and forth between the summers as they were growing up and in love and things were going really well. And then to now and kind of how they're navigating their relationship. Beautifully written book. Can't wait to read the next ones. They can be read standalone, but it's best to read them in order. So I will absolutely be finishing this series. It was so good, you guys. I don't know if I explain these very well, but if you like lake house vibes, if you like high school sweetheart vibes, if you like, I don't know, just like small town energy and it was just good. That's all I can say about it. It's just really good. Malibu Summer by Libby Gill. Despite it being the most beautiful book cover I might have ever seen, it didn't give what needed to be given. I still will say 3 stars, maybe 3.5 stars, because I did read it all the way through and I was never at a point where I don't want to finish this, but it just wasn't great. So the man here, his wife passes away, and then the woman here, her husband passes away. So her best friend is like, hey, I know this guy that needs a gardener because the wife was the gardener and she passed away. And she is she's into plant science. I know that's not the correct terminology, but she's just into plants. She knows a lot about gardening, okay? So her best friend is like, I think you should come here, get away for the summer, evaluate what you want to do. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of them navigating grief. And also they kind of get a fling for each other, but they don't want to step into it right away, I guess is the best way to say it. It's just kind of about their struggles through grief and the things like separate projects that they have going on and like feeling burnout and things like that. It's okay. Like, it was okay, but it just wasn't nothing to write home about. I wouldn't recommend this one to somebody that, you know, is like, hey, what kind of book should I read? I want like a summer book, or, you know, like a book that reminds you of like being by the pool or something. This is not so much that, because it's a little bit heavier than that. So I don't know. I think that I don't love books about grief. They just make me really sad. So 3.5 stars for me. Wouldn't necessarily recommend, but if you are maybe somebody who is trying to look at the bright side of grieving, or you know somebody that is going through grief, then maybe, yeah, because they do talk a lot about it and, you know, just navigating life after loss. So it was okay. It just wasn't my personal favorite, okay? This one, though, is very, very, very good. 4.5 stars, Passion Project by London Speary. This woman, again, loses her boyfriend because they had this plan to go to New York, and she, towards the very end, when they were like about to graduate and all, she was like, I don't know if New York is like a place that I want to go, you know? So she gets a scholarship to go somewhere else, and she calls her boyfriend and she's like, dude, I don't know if I want to move to New York. He's like, wait, let's talk about it. They get in a big fight, and then he's like on the way to her, but dies in a crash, which this is given away like right in the beginning, so I'm not giving any spoilers away. So she is just kind of like, she moved to New York to try to, I guess, make up for his loss, you know? I guess that's the words that I'm trying to say. And she's like stuck in a big rut. She's really, really sad. She's really depressed. She lost him. And then I said I don't like books about grief, but this one is not necessarily that, okay? Because she meets this guy, which actually ends up, well, I don't want to say that because it's going to spoil it. But anyway, she meets this guy, and they start going on these events called passion projects. He's like, I want you to discover your passion. Like, I want you to be okay in life. You know what I mean? So they start doing these like random things every weekend, and it just kind of is how their story evolves, and it takes you through the different things that they do. And I don't know, it's just like, it was beautifully written. Whereas this, I think, is a little bit more sad. This one is a little bit more like, it doesn't focus so much on the grief and the death. It focuses more on the overcoming of it, and just, you know, like finding and meeting somebody new after loss. So I liked this one a lot better than that one. 4 out of 5 stars. And the cover, I mean, oh my gosh, it's so good. And I just love the way that they talk to each other. Like, I genuinely laughed out loud reading this book, and I don't always do that. So yeah, it was a really good one. The next one is an Audible. It is Sweet Talk by Cara Bastone. It's the second series in the second book in the, I think it's called Landline series. I probably am wrong, but I read Call Me Maybe, and I really enjoyed it, so I read this one as well. It's a very, very easy listen. Like, if you're driving to and from places, you know, usually if I'm working and then I'm like on my way home, I'll listen to it, and it's just the perfect amount. It's very, very short, like a 3-4 hour listen, and I listen at 2 times speed most of the time, so it was just a very easy read. So it's about this girl that's like a little bit more alternative, kind of punky vibes, and this guy that is a little bit more shy, a little bit more reserved. Late night, he couldn't sleep, so he was texting his sister, and there was this girl's number that is beside his sister, and he ended up texting her instead of his sister. And it was just like a hey you up kind of text, and she was like, no way is this dude sending a hey you up. She knew that it was him because she had saved his number, but he saved her number as like some kind of jumbled up letters, which you'll find out why later in the book. But anyway, she was like, no way is this dude sending a hey you up text right now. And she always had like a little thing for him, but she thought that, you know, he wouldn't be interested in somebody like her because she is like a little bit more alternative or whatever. So they ended up talking, and they were just talking like anonymously. She wouldn't tell him, you know, who she was, and they were just playing like kind of this game of like, you get a certain amount of points, like if you guess little things about her. And then eventually they run into each other. They are like, oh my gosh, it's you. And she's like, oh my gosh. And they kind of like stop talking because she's like, no way, like this is so embarrassing. And then eventually they get back together, and the story sort of unfolds as to why they stopped talking in the first place. But it was really good. It was just, like I said, so easy. I would say, like, I don't know, maybe 3.5 stars. Super easy read and like really chill vibes. And lastly, 4.5 stars, Caught Up by Navessa Allen. This is the second book in the Into Darkness series. The first one is Lights Out. I was telling you all in other vlogs, I hope that this one lives up to Lights Out, and sure did, babe. I don't know what these people were talking about, because although it is very, very smutty, if you do not like to read smut, do not pick up this book, because almost every single page I feel like has some kind of action going on, okay? But it was just really good. So it's about this girl, and I don't want to say, like, I know I can't say certain words on here. She does videos. She's a cam girl, let's just say that. And then he is in a mob family, and he works for one of the cousins. I think it's a cousin, and he helps with the disappearance of people, if you know what I'm saying. So he had to assist his family in the disappearance of the cam girl's father, which in the beginning, well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I'm really bad at explaining these without giving spoilers away. Anyways, something happens to Daddy, Popsy Pops, and the dude that had something to do with it is like, I want to make sure that cam girl, Lauren, is okay. So he ends up meeting her up at the church. They had a history, and they had a falling out in high school. I don't want to say too much about that either, but they hadn't spoken to each other since, but he never lost feelings for her. He's always kind of been keeping tabs, things like that. So it should kind of about like how their relationship develops after they like lay eyes on each other again, I guess, after all these years. But she doesn't know that he is involved in the disappearance of her father, which doesn't come until like almost the very end of the book. But I do like the way that they kind of wrapped it up. So the storyline is really good, and it definitely had the banter that Lights Out did. I laughed out loud reading Lights Out, laughed out loud reading this one too. So I love her writing style. But again, very smutty. So if you don't like to read it, don't pick this one up. But it was written in a way that like moves the story farther and farther, and their relationship gets, you know, more and more intense before she finds out that he has something to do with her father's disappearance. So good. Such a good read. So that is officially everything that I read this month. It's about to start pouring down the rain, so probably best that we end this now. If you stayed and listened to that, hopefully I do somewhat of justice in describing these books without giving things away and without going into too much detail, keeping it kind of light, because I don't like to read reviews where they're just giving everything away, the entire plot. But anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for, hanging out with me during this vlog as well. I appreciate you all so much. I officially have stayed on my Tuesday, Friday schedule for the duration of the month, and the consistency has shown, and you all have shown up to watch these videos, and I truly cannot thank you enough. It means the absolute world to me. So hopefully we will move into July with the same energy. Subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you in the next one.